Hello, hello. Good day to all out there. This is Stephanie Evelo with the Evelo team at Keller Realty, and I've got Bob Woerner, one of our senior realtor partners, with us, who's going to be sharing our monthly update. So, Bob, take it away. What can you share with us?
Yeah, let's just hop right to it. So we've been doing this for quite a while, same format. These are for numbers ending April of this year. So first up is the median sales price. So that was up a little bit from prior period and same for prior year. So up 4.4%. We're at 282. You can see there our trend line is going up a little bit. We'll probably peak in June or July, and then we might see it come down a little bit as we have the last few years. Next up is those cumulative days on market. So we were at 7 for the month ending April, which is down from 10 last month. That is up a little bit more than that from last year, but still right in that 1 week period, which is remarkably low considering back here in 2016, our average was around 110. So quite a bit of difference from 110 to 7. I have to remind myself of that one a lot. Next up is that month supply of inventory. So we have been operating just a tinge over a month for most of 2023. So it's really kind of flat over last year, over last month, but down just a little bit month over month. We are up a little bit more year over year. Last year, we didn't really have any months except towards the end of 2022 that creeped up over a month. So last year at this time, we were at 7/10 of a month. Again, keeping in mind that a balanced market is about a 5 to 6 month supply of inventory. Next up in this first batch is that percent of list price received. So we're ticking back up ever so closely to 100% again at 98.9%, which is up almost a percentage point over last month. But that is down about 3% this time last year when we were over 102%. And last summer we kind of maintained that level in that 102, 103% in May and June. So that's where we are for those first few slides.
Yeah. So I know you've been tracking lots of different things. During all this kind of crazy market and stuff. What metrics have you been following to track the shifting market that we're in right now?
Yeah, so as we kind of came out of Q4 last year, we started tracking a few different metrics. First up is that active inventory, just to kind of give us an idea of month to month. How do those numbers look in comparison to year over year? So for April, we were at 3,384 active homes for sale. That was down about 10.5% from last month, but that is up about 38% overall from last year. So a little bit more inventory out there. Next up is the closed sales. Both of those numbers are down a little bit. So month over month, we're down about 8% at 2,695 closings last month. And that's down about 18% year over year overall. And then the last one we've kind of been taking a look at on this front is the number of new listings. So the new listings are down. We would actually expect to see this little peak here continue up, definitely into like May, June, July, as we got out of April, but we kind of went down a little bit in April. So we'll have to see where May, June, and July might peak us back up. But we were at 3,200 for the month, which was down about 2% month over month. That's down about 24% year over year. So those are a few of the different ones we've kind of been tracking just to kind of see how supply and demand is going and how many closings the market's having each month.
Yeah. So, of course, everybody's curious and always wondering what's going on with the interest rates, what's going on mortgage wise.
Yeah, so we track that at a high level. Obviously, interest rates vary significantly dependent upon each individual circumstances. But if you just kind of take a look at the, kind of weekly mortgage survey that's done out there by Freddie Mac, for the week ending last week, we were at 6.39% average on a 30-year fixed, 5.75 on a 15-year fixed. When we did this last month, we're up ever so slightly. Last month at this time when we did this report, we were at 6.27. And you can kind of see there's just these little, whoop, 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 you know, kind of up and downs here for the last several weeks. No major changes. We've been under 6.5 for, you know, several months running now. And then on a weekly basis, we see some limited, you know, like ups and downs. So, you know, that's really hard to predict interest rates. I'm not going to sit here and try to pretend I have that crystal ball. You know, certainly we read and digest a lot of industry news. The general consensus seems to be that rates will continue to go down over the course of this year. Nothing significant. We're not going to see like 1 or 2 point drops or anything like that, but the anticipation is, at least from the information that I read, is that we should overall continue to see rates decrease throughout the remainder of 2023.
Yeah, well, yes, thank you so much for enlightening us on what's currently happening out there, right? And what we can expect, and what we can do, whether we're looking to buy or sell. So any final thoughts about the state of the market right now?
Yeah, we always kind of try to finish with something this time. This month, I just focused a little bit. Maybe if you're still renting and you've been thinking about buying, you know, maybe just a few tips here to kind of bridge that gap of what might help you make that decision. Certainly rents, as you can see here in bullet number 1, you can kind of escape that cycle of rising rents. They've been rising at a far greater rate than home prices have been. It still is one of the most powerful tools to wealth building. The average net worth of a household that owns a home is $255,000. The average net worth of a home, or I'm sorry, of a family that rents a home is only $6,300. So that's a pretty significant difference there. And then the last one, especially conditions from an economic standpoint in our country, at least for the last year and a half, it really is kind of a good hedge against inflation. Because it fixes the majority of your housing costs, right? If you have a 30-year fixed mortgage, your principal and interest is fixed at that rate for the life of the loan, where rent is going to continue to rise with inflation. And when you own a home, there's still some other items that are going to increase. Homeowners insurance is likely to go up. Property taxes are likely to go up, but the bulk of your monthly housing payment is going to be fixed, which is a real good guard against rising inflation rates, which we've obviously been experiencing now for a little over a year.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you sharing that, because yes, that building wealth, you know, is a huge goal for many out there. And how do we do that? By owning the home and gaining equity, and you know, using that to keep building into the financial future. So, well, thank you so much, Bob, for sharing, and we appreciate everybody joining us today. And if you have any real estate need that we can assist with, let's connect. You can connect with our team at info@eveloteam.com, or simply by calling 317-863-9011. And we appreciate you being here. Share, you know, so Bob can continue to share what's happening out there in the marketplace. And we just want you to be an educated buyer or seller. And so if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to help. And remember, as always, make each home count. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.